Hey, I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time today. I will have more like videos coming out. I know I skipped yesterday. I'm not gonna do a video every day. There's no way. But today what I want to talk about briefly, since I think this is going to be relatable to everyone, is figuring out what you want to do, sort of like your calling, and how to pursue it in a way that's healthy without fixating or obsessing. So let me give you just a brief rundown of my story so that you can say, you know, that even when it's tough, that if you just hang in there, eventually you'll get where you want to be. In 2013, I was supposed to graduate from high school. Instead, I was held back for an extra year and I dropped out. Eventually, I did get my GED. Only a few years later, I think I was 22. So 18 to 22 only took me maybe 4 years to get my GED. But in 2013, I dropped out of school. And at the time, I knew that I wanted to either make video games, like develop them, design them, or I wanted to be a teacher. Specifically, I wanted to teach English, or literature, English lit, to like, K through 12, right? I spent from 2013, I spent maybe, not a full decade, but I spent probably 7 or 8 years working at restaurants, some were dine-in, like, oh geez, what can I say without doxing myself? Places where you sit in, like, Texas Roadhouse, stuff like that, right? I also worked at Chipotle, just straight up, they're everywhere. And then I worked at King Soopers. I even worked at a thrift store. I won't say which chain, but it was a really shitty one. It was Arc. And also, so I spent all these years doing shit that was not, first of all, I wasn't saving any money. I wasn't building a 401k. I wasn't putting away cash under my mattress. Any of those would have worked. I didn't do any of that. Eventually, around 2 or so years ago, well, 3 years ago, I guess, I started working at a call center, which drained the life out of me. And I really don't think I would have survived there. I mean, not that I would have died, but I would have quit much sooner if I didn't have my girlfriend at the time, my ex. So we had a really good relationship that was healthy for a full year, and then we broke up amicably. It's just no big deal. We're still friends. The reason why I bring all that up, though, is to say that that job was horrible, and I only made it for 2 years, and her and I dated for the second year that I was there. That helped me get through it. After that, in fact, what I did was I quit that job without any sort of backup, and I did that in December of last year, 2023. So then I was scrambling to go through all my savings, and I was about to pull out my 401k just so I could pay rent. And then I started applying as a substitute teacher. I just said, fuck it, maybe there's a school out here that could use me. And to my surprise, there was a bunch of schools. And then I landed at the school where I'm working now permanently. I don't want to give away any information, but basically my dream since forever was to teach or make video games. And now I'm in an area where I get to practice teaching, and I'm working on an alternative licensure program, which means that by the time I did the math, 32, I can be a certified licensed teacher, and I can teach, I guess, in all 50 states, gen ed. And I made so many mistakes along the way. Smoked a lot of weed when I was younger. I used to drink a lot. I used to be addicted to Adderall. And people are always like, oh, well, you're skinny. And it's like that. I've always been skinny. It's completely unrelated. It's very annoying when people bring that up. So what I'm saying is all these setbacks and these hurdles, and then, I don't know, you just land there. And for me personally, the call center was the most money I've ever made in my life. And for that, I just applied. I was like, I don't really have any qualifications. I mean, I'm a customer service guy. I'm a people person. Not really, but I can do that for work. And it'll just surprise yourself. If we want to talk about jobs and applications and stuff like that, I can do another video. And I usually, when I put out an application, I get a response. I pretty much get to pick which job I want, but I'm such a choosy bitch. I really wish I could work from home. The school I work at is like 10 minutes away. Like, at this point in my life, I can't have a job that's got more cons than pros. And I know this might not really be advice, but I hope that it's motivating for you, that no matter how much you fuck up, even if you're fucking with drugs or you're drinking or you're in relationships that are bad for you, because I was in really bad relationships, a couple of toxic ones. It's like, you just can't get better if you give up, right? So here I am, basically about 30. I was born in 95, and finally I'm on the right track. And teaching, teaching might not work out for me. I might not like it, but I haven't tried game development, right? So there's always something else. And if you don't know what your calling is, my advice to you would be, so like for me, it's easy because I always have wanted to make games, but that's just my hobby. So I just imagine that for everyone else, they have a hobby they can monetize, right? Like, if you like to sing, sure, it's hard to make money off of singing, but there's avenues to express yourself. And sometimes it's not even about monetizing what you do. Your calling isn't making money, right? Your calling is doing what you love and being happy, right? And I so far have loved teaching, and I would love to make games. I really don't want this to sound like, oh, your calling is your job. I mean, your calling is teaching kids, helping people, feeding people. Is it planning events? Like, there's got to be something that you've always found easy or fun or fascinating. You have to have a passion about something you would talk about forever if someone would just prompt you and listen, right? For me, it's Dead Rising, right? I could really talk about Dead Rising all fucking day, but no one ever wants to talk about Dead Rising 1, so I just gave up. Bayonetta? No, it's just Bayonetta 3. It's fine. It's whatever. So, yeah, my advice would be just same thing with everything else. Keep going and keep meditating. Be gentle to yourself, because you don't get everything right away. I'm not even a teacher yet, but it's still worth celebrating and being excited and being focused, right? And concentrating on the goal that's a few years ahead. You know what I mean? And every day that's hard at work, you concentrate on what's good at home. My last job at the call center was so unbearable. I really had to quit. It was so bad for my mental health. And in cases like that too, do get out of there. If you're trying to make ends meet so that you can, come home and do what you actually love, play D&D with your friends and stuff, that's fine. But really do care for your mental health. There's always a better gig out there. I hate to be talking about jobs because I really do not give a shit about capitalism, but genuinely, if you know what you like to do, now is our time more than ever to monetize it. Do what you like to do while streaming, and then there you go. Build your niche, build your audience. There's that really cool guy who waxes surfboards. What the fuck? That's I wouldn't have I didn't know that was a thing, I should, since I skate, but I don't know shit about surfing. So really just thank you for coming and watching and hanging out while I look out the window instead of at the camera. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys. You're all doing great. We just need to hang in there. I know shit's expensive because I'm actually about to go grocery shopping. So for once, me filming in my car Well, they've all been when I've gotten back or about to leave, so it makes sense. But thank you, and I don't know how to end videos, so I'll just see you next time.